Hi y'all, welcome back everybody. This is Becky and today we're gonna dive into something so great. Seriously, as you can tell, I look a little crazy depending on whatever you're used to, but today I'm going to do this YUNGBLUD inspired makeup while talking about his new album, Weird, that just came out tonight, and I basically haven't slept at all because I've listened to it the entire time and there were so many emotions. It was so amazing! Seriously, like I've cried a lot, I've danced a lot and jumped around. This album is just so insane, so amazing. Seriously, I love it. If you don't know who YUNGBLUD is a British artist that basically dedicated his entire career and life to stand up for being truly who you are and acceptance, and especially to give youth nowadays a family where they can feel understood. You best believe I had to put on black nail polish for this one, and the reason I did this, obviously if you know YUNGBLUD, he almost always wears black nail polish and his favorite color is pink, so I had to add this little extra in here. So let's just get right into everything. I'm so excited! So as you can see, I already have a base on because that's just as usual. I just did my eyebrows and my foundation and concealer, so I can get right started with the design. To make sure not to ruin my base completely, I'm gonna powder it up real quick with translucent powder to avoid any fallout on my foundation. So I want to combine a bunch of looks of his that I've seen that have inspired me a lot and that are so meaningful to me as well. Lots of them are from his songs that I like, and one is from the EMAs, the European Music Awards, that was recently. He had like a leopard print vibe going on. I'm just gonna blend in all the pictures right here. So these are the pictures that are gonna inspire me today, and I'm gonna try to add a little something from each picture. So from the Mars picture, for example, I thought I would add this really turquoise eye. I really want to do it almost like his, so basically just do eyeshadow and possibly pop a lash on, and then that's it. I want to add this smudged black smoky eye from Tongue Tied, which is one of my favorite songs of his, and I want to add the red lips from the Mouse video, as well as some sawn in lines as in this picture, which is from Causal Sabotage as far as I know. And yeah, do some leopard prints up my neck, as well as one black heart somewhere on my face. I haven't quite decided on where yet, so let's just get right into it. So I think I start off with my eyes, and for the Mars eyeshadow, I don't have that many blue shades, but I do have this beautiful turquoise color right here from the Conspiracy palette, and I'm gonna try this and just pop it on with my finger for now because we want it to be a little messy. Oh, I also forgot to mention there's another picture I wanted to add in this look, and that's from the Ice Cream Man pictures. I want to add this really red nose and wet kind of look to the skin, so I'm gonna use a lot of highlighter as well. So let's talk about the songs in the new album. I mean, who has heard it? Who hasn't heard it yet? It's so amazing, seriously. I was so shook. He himself has said about this album that it's supposed to bring optimism, passion, and pride to his fans, his fan base, which he calls his family, which is the Black Heart community. He also says that this album is about being exactly who you are and nobody different. In the lyrics, you can pick up that this topic is gonna pull itself through the entire album. It's all about being yourself, not letting others take you down or change you in any way. A lot of songs of the album have already been out for a while. For example, God Save Me But Don't Drown Me Out, or Cotton Candy, or Strawberry Lipstick. So I'm not gonna talk too much about them, but I just want to say they're all really fascinating as well. It's all so nice. Oh, okay. Goodness! Why? I already sing the lyrics and I want to talk to you about the songs. For the other eye, I'm gonna try and mimic this cool smoky eye that he had on in the Tongue Tied video. It's a little shimmery, it's a little silver in there. I think it's super cool. For that, I'm just gonna add a little bit more powder to really make sure the black is not going on my foundation. We're dead. Oh my gosh, I have Teresa stuck in my head. So let's talk about it. Let's talk about Teresa. Teresa is the first song on the album, if the order on YouTube is right. I'm not sure, my album hasn't arrived yet. He sings about that as long as he watches over us, we don't need to say that we're dead or we don't need to run away. With that, he wants to tell us that we're never alone. He will take care of us. He understands us. He gives us a place to feel accepted and understood and to be safe. Nobody's gonna judge you at his show. Nobody's gonna hurt you as long as he's there. He says that the world can be really hard, but that our family will stick together. What I think is really cool about this song is that it has like an a cappella sound to it. For me, Teresa sounds a lot like Queen, especially in the end. There's like this tone that he does where he really just does this super cool a cappella vibe, and that just really sounds a lot similar to Queen to me, and I think that's so cool. I know that Queen has been a huge inspiration for him, so this is so beautiful. This song, I recommend to everybody. Teresa is so sweet, and yeah, like I said, Weird, the entire album is really dedicated to his family, his fan base, the people that are like him. It's dedicated to them. It's there to show them they're not alone. It's there to show them love. And you can really tell in the song Teresa, since he says he's gonna watch over us and we're not alone and we shouldn't let them get us down. The next song you're gonna come across when you click on the album Weird on YouTube is Cotton Candy. As I already said, Cotton Candy has been out for a lot longer than most songs on this album. I personally think Cotton Candy is a bit different from the vibes than YUNGBLUD's usual songs, but when I heard an interview about it, I kind of got a little more into it. So the song itself is bluntly just about sex, is what you think in the first place, but actually it's about sexual liberation. It's about the fact that society puts so much pressure on young people to figure out their gender, their sexual identity so early in their life. I think it's really cool to party. It's a really cool pop song, but it's not my favorite of YUNGBLUD's because for me it doesn't have the strongest YUNGBLUD vibe and message that is behind most of his songs, but I still do love it a lot. Now, Mars, I personally think, and I'm pretty sure most people think like this as well, is the song that is closest to everybody's heart. It is the song that touches your heart. It really does impact me a lot. I've also seen a lot of reaction videos on it, and my reaction has been the same as most people's. It is just so relatable for people that can't find a place that they feel like they belong to. While it's so relatable, it's also so intense. I feel like the voice cracks, like it almost sounds like he's about to cry himself, and that really adds immediate goosebumps for me. I just really love the song. Mars is one of the most beautiful songs I've ever heard in my entire life, but also so heartbreaking. Let's talk about the story of the song. Well, first of all, the song has been written about an encounter that YUNGBLUD had with a fan, as far as I know. This fan was a transgender girl, and her parents always just thought that that was a phase for her, that she wasn't actually transgender, and they came to visit YUNGBLUD's show, and apparently through visiting the show, through seeing all the people being themselves at the show, they realized that it's not just a phase, that it's serious, and they started to accept it. And whenever YUNGBLUD heard about this, he was so that we could have such an impact on somebody only by being themselves, that the Black Hearts community can have such a big impact on people and change so much in somebody's life. The song itself talks about people not being accepted, obviously, as well, but also about people abusing others for being themselves, and that's just so crazy to me because that is a real life fact, and I think it's so amazing how YUNGBLUD talks about this. But obviously, if you all know YUNGBLUD, you all know he always talks about topics that barely anybody talks about, and he talks about it so bluntly. He's like, listen to me, this is important. I'm going to talk about it as it is. I'm not going to sugarcoat it or anything. This is as it is. The song is about finding your place in the world. So the song Mars is so close to my heart. I really haven't seen a negative response to the song at all. I think a lot of people relate to the song. It's about society or people around you pressuring you into being somebody you're not, and about you wanting to break out of this reality. And then they're shouting, is there any life on Mars? Because they want to find another place. They want to find their place and their family, and the people that understand them. When I heard this song for the first time, I sat here in this kitchen crying for over an hour. Now, let's talk about Superdeadfriends. Superdeadfriends is a really fast and loud song. For me, it was really hard to listen to the lyrics at first, but I really liked the vibe of it. It was like, I mean, lots of people would probably say lots of screaming, but it was, I don't know, you could tell that there was a message behind it without even hearing the lyrics. And then I tried to focus on the lyrics more. It was hard for me to understand, especially because English is obviously not my mother tongue. As far as I understood, it's overall about people forcing you to be someone you don't want to be, even through medication or torture. I'm not quite sure, but if I heard that right, he said something like, they locked me in a room with a man without manners or something. Not quite sure about that, but that's what I heard, and I'm not quite sure if he's referring to a doctor who's trying to pressuring into taking medication, or if it's about assault. It's free for interpretation. For me, it seems like he talks about people wanting him to rather be dead or emotionless and just walk around without an opinion than him actually being happy and being himself. But then he also talks about that these dead kids with their dead friends, they still got something left, even though everything seems so hopeless basically. And what they have left is them, is each other. In the song Superdeadfriends, he also, I feel like, begs his parents to allow him to be free whoever he wants to be, but they don't allow him to. But then he also says he's thinking about the people who have to go through this. He's thinking about the people who have to experience something this terrible, who can't truly be themselves. Again, showing them that they're not alone. And I think that's so important. And I love how he does this in so many different ways, so many different styles of songs, different types of music, also with so many different explanations, lyrics, so everybody truly feels understood. In the album, I would say there's mainly quieter songs than rocky songs. There are a few, for example, Ice Cream Man, as I said, Superdeadfriends, The Freak Show, and these kind of songs, but mainly there are quiet songs, love songs to his fans, his family. But there's one song that actually is a love song, I think, dedicated to somebody in his life. I don't want to guess or mention any names, but I'm pretty sure we all know who it's probably to. In the song, he talks about how nobody has ever taught him to love himself, so he would always think that it's not possible to love somebody else. How would you if you can't love yourself or have never learned to? And then he also says that he grew up thinking love is something that chews you up, love is something negative, something that hurts you, due to his parents always taking things out on each other, probably fighting a lot. I mean, at least that's how I interpreted this song. But there's one sweetheart in his life that made him change his mind and fuse on love, and he's trying his best to never let this person down ever. But then in one verse, I think he says something about that he can't forget about this person. So this is the only place where he basically refers to it in the past and says that he doesn't want to get rid of these memories, or he can't, at least, even if he tried, something like that. Yeah, I think the song is really sweet as well. Like, I would have never thought that YUNGBLUD would come out with a love song in the Weird album, but it's beautiful, it's really sweet. Ice Cream Man is a really, really wild song, so I would think that was just like a really rocky song when I first listened to it. I heard it, I think. I mean, all of this is just my interpretation. I don't know, but for me it seems like he's talking about actually really badly serious topics. According to what I've heard, he talks about sexual abuse of children and super terrible depression of the child caused by the sexual abuse as well. So I always get shivers down my spine when I listen to the lyrics now. I think it sounds really painful when you think about what it might mean. And then obviously we have the song Weird, and the song Weird is the entire title song of the album. It's been out for a while as well, and it basically encourages people to not hate themselves too much for things they've done or feel like there's no way out, because it says that it's just a weird time of your life and you'll get through it, and that we're here for each other. And he shouts out to everybody to hold his hand. He also mentions in the song several times that everybody makes mistakes. The only people that don't make mistakes are people that don't really live their lives. So he says that we shouldn't worry about it all because it will all be alright in the end. Also, the entire song I think is super uplifting. It's uplifting as heck. It always gets me in a really good mood when I hear it. And then the song that has already impacted me and made me cry the very first time I heard it was It's Quiet in Beverly Hills, because I was lucky enough to be on one of YUNGBLUD's virtual concerts and he sang this song before it was out. It was so beautiful and I love the message behind it. He also introduced the song to us at the concert by basically saying that every time he goes through really negative things, he doesn't feel good. He goes through it, you know, really badly, no matter what happens. If he doesn't feel like he belongs to this world, if he's heartbroken about a love, or he's just depressed, what gets him out of this mindset and what helps him are his fans, basically. And it talks a lot about basically fake people. It talks about people try to hide their depressions and fake being happy in Beverly Hills, basically. Basically, the way it seems to me, it talks about feeling lonely in this beautiful place that everybody talks about and everybody wants to be in, but it's not better than other places at all, if not even worse, because people there are even more fake, trying to buy love, trying to pretend their lives are perfect. It's basically also one of these love songs to his fans, because he really does mention he will love each and every one of us for the rest of his life. As long as I watch over you. And then the Freak Show. And the Freak Show I think is really cool on a personal level to me, because I am a huge Eminem fan. I have been for at least a decade now, and he does bring a lot of Eminem vibes in there. He mentioned in a interview as well, I think, that he wants to bring Eminem vibes in there, and I heard it the first time I heard it without even knowing that this was his intention. And he also wanted to bring Queen vibes in there. It was like a mixture of Queen, Eminem, and himself, and it really is so cool. It is more of a loud song as well. It's like all kinds of different styles in the song. This song also talks about how other people are ashamed of you and try to change you because you're not typical, and they will call you a freak, but it's better to be a freak than not to be yourself. As long as you find yourself and then be called a freak, who cares? It's yourself, it's who you are, and that is good the way it is. It also emphasizes how much he's there for us and he believes in us forever and ever, always. So as you can see, this vibe goes through the entire album. He's trying to comfort his fans by showing them that they're not alone. I really have to say, I love this album. I don't know if you can tell. Well, probably no. I'm trying to contain myself with the excitement. I have annoyed the crap out of my boss today, all day. Like literally, I didn't talk about anything else, and I smiled like a honey cake horse. I don't know. I was going insane. I was so happy just because this album came out, and I also pre-ordered this album like a long time ago. I don't know how long it was ago. I'm kind of hoping to winning the digital meet and greet with him. I really want to be able to talk to Dom once in my life, at least. And yeah, that's like my biggest wish currently. Overall, this album is so beautiful. It's just wonderful to listen to it. Even if you're not a fan of YUNGBLUD's, I would recommend listening to Mars. I don't think anybody could ever hate this song because it's so beautiful. about the visuals to this album. I think it's so cool. He has different versions of himself in each song of the album, and I think it's super cool. I mean, whenever he has talked about the album before, when it wasn't out yet, he has already shared pictures and videos of these versions of himself about what they mean. Basically, he talks about how he himself thinks that everybody has 15 different people inside of them, and how you can't decide what version of yourself you're gonna wake up to. Once you stop trying to silence the voices inside of your head and stop trying to silence the people that make the overall you, and just go along with whatever you feel like doing and whatever the person you wake up as wants you to do, then you'll truly be yourself and you'll be able to be free. Lots of people grow up having to shut down the people that make out who they really are, and just have to limit themselves down to one person and one character just for the outside world to be able to put them in a box and understand them and accept them as this one person. But if you're able to truly embrace every single person inside of you, then you can be free and you don't have to worry about the others. He says that weird is such a negative thing in society. Sounds so negative. But if weird means embracing who you are and showing all the characters that you have inside of you, then weird means to be free. It means to be different. And he says it means to be extraordinary free. I've actually had that as a status in WhatsApp once. I love this saying. I love how he says it. And I think it's really important. That's it. That's the look I came up with. I'm gonna take off this headband. Gosh, I love it. That's so fun. Okay, it's so sad. I never really experiment with makeup because I don't know. I really don't know. That's the point, you know. Youngblood teaches us so much about being yourself and really embracing who you are, and I'm still learning too, because I had a phase where I really think I truly have been myself, but I have always been that kind of person, and I still am, of course, that wants to please people around me. I'm happy when other people are happy, but I knew I wasn't quite happy about the way I dressed, the way I put makeup on. I knew it wasn't quite what I wanted. I knew it wasn't me. I didn't want to hurt the people around me. I didn't want them to feel ashamed of me. I didn't, you know, everything he preaches us is just so important. And so I'm not quite over it yet. I'm still trying to get the courage to be who I want to be, and that's why I need Youngblood in my life. That's what's so important. I should really experiment more with makeup like that. It's so fun. I think there's gonna be more videos like this in the future. And yeah, I don't know. It's really important. I think everybody needs a little Youngblood in their lives. I don't know. I feel really good about this look. I really love it. That's so fun. Anyhow, so I really hope you enjoyed this video. I really hope you all are gonna listen to the Weird album. I'm really excited to receive it in the mail soon because it has shipped last night, and I hope you all are gonna be parts of the Black Horse Club soon, and if not, that's not bad either. I think it's totally okay not to like his music or him or whatever, as long as you don't spread hatred against anybody, against him or anybody, really. It doesn't matter who it is. Don't spread hatred, accept other people for who they want to be, and if it makes them happy, leave it at that, okay? You don't have to attack anybody for their sexuality, their appearance, their happiness, their life decisions. As long as it doesn't harm you or anybody else, it's none of your business, okay? So I hope you have a great rest of your day and week, and I won't see you next Monday this time actually, because this is replacing the Monday video, because I actually had a Monday video edited But that was kind of about what YUNGBLUD's entire vibe is about. So I was talking about, yeah, what I just said in the previous sentences. How I don't understand how people could be so hateful against others just for their happiness. I guess this video was unnecessary now because I have this now. Overall, I'm so grateful that I have been able to discover YUNGBLUD perfectly at the right moment when I was at a really big low. And not only like YUNGBLUD, or as he says himself, YUNGBLUD is not only him, it's the entire Black Hearts Club. It's his fan base, it's the family that he has created. And I'm really thankful for that because I have met such great human beings through just being a fan of a wonderful person. And I'm sure you all know who you are, the people I text with on Instagram all the time, the people I have gotten to know through the virtual concert of YUNGBLUD. I love you all. I'm really happy that I got to know you and you're part of my life now. And I love this family. I'm so grateful to be part of it. I'm so happy that I've been able to discover it soon enough. I hope you have a great weekend and a wonderful next week. And then I'll see you again the Monday after next week. Okay? Bye! Love you all!